Welcome to this VCARA orientation for spring 2019. I'm Alyse Dunavant-Jones, and I graduated from the iSchool last spring with my MLIS and an advanced certificate in digital assets and services. I'm now an alumna member of VCARA and the assistant director at the Community Virtual Library, which is a library based in Second Life that spans several virtual worlds. I started in VCARA in fall of 2015 as a volunteer member of the team. A quick background about VCARA: it was created in 2009 by Dr. Pat Franks. It was originally designed for MARA students, but it is now open to MLIS students, MARA students, as well as iSchool alumni, faculty, and staff. And we host tours, events, and an annual conference. We're actually coming up on our 10th annual conference this year. We also participate in other virtual conferences like Virtual World's Best Practices in Education. And we also have a lot of activities that will fit into iSchool e-portfolios. VCARA is also great for professional networking. There are lots of groups, including ALA's Virtual World Interest Group. And you can certainly add Second Life Library 2.0 to your groups list when you come in World, and that'll give you their notifications. So I'll talk more about how to join VCARA at the end of this orientation. First, I'm going to show just some key areas of the island to help familiarize you with the space. And I am also going to put this text into the underneath of the YouTube video, so you'll be able to find it and see the transcript, and you'll also be able to find the links then to the different locations on the island. Okay, so first we are going to go into the amphitheater. We still have our presentation up from our last VCARA speaker. This was a presentation on cybersecurity. So in the amphitheater, it's where we host most of our webcasts and also our keynotes for the annual conference. Next, I'm going to show a very quick preview of the Student Resource Center. It's also right next door. Okay, so I am just walking into the Resource Center. There's multiple floors and all kinds of stuff to check out in here. So like I said, I won't give a full tour. There actually is a great blog post all about this center that you'll be able to look at, and then you can certainly come back and explore anytime you'd like. And I'll definitely give links again in the text below the video. It has lots of valuable resources. That includes past student projects, tutorials, and helpful Second Life landmarks that you can click on it. So please explore it when you get the chance. Next, I'm going to go over to the Archivium. It's also very close by. This is the tallest building in VCARA, and I'm going to stand outside of it and kind of cam upwards so you can see how tall it is. It just kind of keeps going. Now there's an excellent reason that this building is so tall. I'm going to go ahead and take us inside. We've got some great information about VCARA and our different projects here on this bottom floor. But if we go up to the top, or I guess to the first floor here, we have different presentations from our past conferences. So this floor is from our most recent conference that occurred in spring of last year. And you can go to any of these presentations and you can just click on them and you can go through the presentation. And there's also a little rock podcast for a lot of them that you can listen to and actually hear the speaker giving their presentation. And then you can go all the way up, but we're not going to do that today. So let me exit out of the archivium. So the next place that I will take you is the VCARA Village, where we have our student housing. I'm going to fly over there. There we go. And you'll kind of see some of the world loading as I move into the different zones. So I'm above the village right now. And I'm going to take us over to the graveyard area. Okay, so I have brought you to this part of the village because it begins the VCARA Scream Quest. And this is a game that I created in 2017 with 2 other students. And there is a scroll on the top of the rock that you can click, and you'll receive the first clue to the quest, as well as a free colonial dress. So let me go ahead and click on it. And I will accept both of these items, and it's going to, I now have that dress in my inventory that I can put on if I want to. And then I have the first clue in the quest. And it will then give a clue to where to find the second scroll. And then you can kind of move through the quest that way. So the purpose behind the quest is that it introduces students to library and archives access policies, as well as landmarks and even some freebies that we have here in VCARA Village. I'm not going to play through the quest right now, but feel free to come back on your own. VCARA can also host a tour of the quest if anyone is interested, so you can always let us know. VCARA Village also hosts our student housing for iSchool students and alumni. There are free spaces that we offer VCARA members interested in practicing building or in having a space to display their accomplishments. And I'm going to go ahead and run to one of my favorite houses. It's just down the walk here. And you get a bit of a look at the village as I do this. And you might notice if you're a history buff that this is modeled after colonial Boston. So this is Marie Van's house. She's also an iSchool alumna. She's added all kinds of awesome decorations. Marie also displays some of her builds and other virtual world activities here. So feel free to explore this house and other houses. I have a house here also. I like to conduct trainings there that I record sometimes. And Marie, something cool that she does in here, it's not just decorations. She also displays some of her builds and other virtual world activities here. So I can just kind of show real quick. There's a box here with a note card on Metaverse Libraries, which is a project that she works on. And she also has a book here that she had helped write, that a lot of VCARA members actually were able to help write. It was just before I came in, but so she has this rotating book, and then there are quite a few presentations and statistics back here. She's created this lovely little porch. So she's really, this really shows off the potential of what you can do with the house here. And we do have several empty ones. And you're also welcome to share a house with someone. And if anyone is interested in having a house here, you can contact me. We usually host a separate event for organizing that. So next I'm going to take us over to our train station and exhibit space. I'm going to go ahead and fly over there again. When I'm hosting people in world, it's a lot easier to just teleport over. But for right now, I'm gonna fly because I know where everything is, so I don't have to worry about people getting lost while trying to follow me. Okay, so first you can see that we have a train down here. And you can actually hop on it and take a little ride. This train track goes all through the sim. So I can go ahead and just kind of control the train this way. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this and hop off for the moment. That's a little script error, so I think maybe we need to fix that. That's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this carnival. This was actually created as part of our conference last year. The theme was a passion for truth, trusting information in the fake news era, and we had a Harlequin theme where we decorated the simulation with all of these awesome decorations to kind of represent the trickery and illusion in trying to find the truth. And so there's some freebies here. There's a little stand for picking up a free mask, for example, and lots of fun activities here. This is actually a temporary exhibit. We're going to be putting up a new exhibit for our conference this coming year, and we're actually going to be going with an Egyptian theme, which I'm really looking forward to. The title or theme of the conference is going to be Sands of Time, Looking Back to Move Forward. And we do have our call for presentations up, so I'll be sure to put the link to that blog post down so that you guys can visit it if you'd like. And I'd like to also point out that Stanford's Island is right next door. I'm going to kind of run over there real quick. Okay. So I am now on Stanford's location. They're not quite as active in virtual worlds as they once were, but they do still bring classes here. And fun fact, we do actually have a librarian in VCARA who works in Palo Alto at one of Stanford's libraries. And you'll see they also have a train station where you can take a tour around the simulation. Okay, so now I'm going to come back on. And now I'm back on iSchool Island in VCARA. So another place that I recommend exploring is the Community Virtual Library. That's where I'm the assistant director. And I'll put the website, communityvirtuallibrary.org, as well as a link to their simulation in Second Life. And we may even be able to host a CVL tour if there's interest for VCARA. So the last place that I'm going to take you is the Dome. Very aptly named because it's probably the easiest feature to find in VCARA. It's very recognizable. There are some different ways to enter it. I'm going to go ahead, sometimes I'll fly in the window, but I'm going to go ahead and go down on the ground. Not a very smooth landing. And I'm going to come into this entrance point. It's got a nice little cafe. And if you ever want to bring a student group here to meet, maybe for a class, you're always welcome to. So I'm going to go up these steps. And we are now where the magic happens. This is where VCARA meets for their meetings. We have a little podium that Dr. Pat Franks will sit at, and we tend to sit in these chairs. And we will have different agendas put up on the screen, and we'll have different slides that we go through and discuss. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around so you can see my face again. Okay, so I mentioned this is where the VCARA team meets every other week. If you only have one landmark, this is the one to have. And you can actually easily create a landmark by clicking on the star on your, it's to the right of your browser. So if you're able to come in and find this place, and obviously I'll have links too for you. This is the one to have. You can join VCARA as a volunteer, which is just a regular member of our student alumni group. You can also join as an intern or a special studies student. So you can actually get credit toward your degree by participating in VCARA. And that's for both MARA and MLIS students. You would work with Dr. Franks on a specific aspect of VCARA. So the internship and special studies opportunities are closed for this semester, but they will reopen in the fall. You can also join the student group as a member like me. We meet every other week, and there's plenty for new members to do. I actually have a welcome doc that I will put a link to below the video that you can check out and kind of see the different ways that you can contribute, and it also has some great contacts. And then the next VCARA meeting is going to be January 21st, and I noticed that Pat was awesome enough to have up, let me navigate to it, she has up on the board there, next meeting every 2 weeks, Monday, January 1st, 2019, 6 p.m. SLT, that stands for Second Life Time. That's just Pacific Time, which is the same time as the iSchool tends to run on because they're based in San Jose, California. And then if you can't make it during that time, we do ask members to read the meeting notes. Sometimes I'll try to record the meetings in Zoom, and you can also contribute via email and on social media. So if you're interested in joining VCARA, you can go ahead and contact Dr. Pat Franks. I'll give her email in just below the video as well. And also feel free to follow VCARA on social media. We have a blog post with links to our various social media that I'll give below as well. So thank you for watching this VCARA orientation video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Feel free to contact Dr. Pat Franks. And it was nice getting to do this.